mothers and fathers, husbands and wives, sisters and brothers, friends for life, won't live in the past. All I wanna do now is making it last.
If you missed a previous podcast where we spoke about the whole idea of mental health versus mental wellness, because there is a distinction, I'm going to have you just stop, go listen to that one, and then listen to this one. Welcome to Make It Last podcast. I'm your host, Nerdy. It's all about helping us to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, with other people. And this time around, we're going to be talking about how can one achieve optimum mental wellness? And we're doing that with Raeann Simmonds. She's a mental health coach and a founder of Mental Tilt. And Mental Tilt is what, Raeann?
Mental Tilt is a business aimed at breaking mental health stigma and mental health awareness, mental health education. And we also sell journals as well.
Okay. And you can find Mental Tilt on
Facebook and Instagram, and you can contact us at 876-573-4863.
Okay, good stuff. So I just told them that if they missed the first one, they need to go listen to that other podcast before they listen to this one. So how can one achieve optimum mental wellness?
So there are a couple of things that you can do. I'm going to list them out and then probably try to give a brief explanation of them.
Okay.
So get to know yourself. Understand the things you can change and the things you can't. Understand your strengths and your weaknesses. Be aware of your feelings and your needs. Set healthy mental health goals. Practice a balanced lifestyle. Stay away from alcohol, cigarettes, and any kind of stimulants. Get enough rest, exercise, make a contribution to your community, and give yourself a budget and plans in life. So I'm not going to go through the ones that we went through in the previous podcast.
Okay.
So
good.
The ones that I'll go through is knowing your strengths and your weaknesses.
Okay.
What are the things that you're good at? You need to shine up yourself to know that these are the things that make me me. And your weaknesses is to know them, not to criticize yourself, but to know that I'm not as good as in this as I would be in that. So I read this book, Put Your Strengths First. And what it was saying is that we spend so much time focusing on our weaknesses sometimes and trying to change them that we suppress our strengths. And our strengths is what actually makes us better. So when we start focusing on those things, it helps us to keep mentally healthy because it's a positive thing that keeps reinforcing in our brains. So you also have to develop your feelings and your needs. What do I need? What do I feel? How do I respond to certain things? What are some of the things that I need? When we don't understand those things, people take advantage of us. Things happen, circumstances, because we allow people to come into our lives and do whatever because we don't set those boundaries. Being able to acknowledge how we feel and our needs help us to set healthy boundaries, which helps us build our mental wellness.
Before you continue on that one, a lot of us have been socialized to think once you start talking about I, it means that we're being selfish. How do we go against that little voice that's saying, no, if you start focusing on what you need, it means that you're being selfish? How do you go against that to think that, okay, what I'm doing is really setting healthy boundaries, as you just said?
So when I focus on me being healthy, what I do is then I strengthen you to do the same. That is what it does. It's not just that I'm focusing on shutting out persons or setting healthy boundaries. And that's why we say healthy boundaries, because there are things that we could do. We're naturally selfish, and there are some things that we can do that is just because of selfishness. But healthy boundaries help people to empower people to do the same.
True.
Yeah.
True. Continue.
So set mental health goals that are achievable and set time parameters. So the same way that you would set certain goals for your life goals, you do the same thing for your mental health. And that comes with when you recognize the things that are going on with you, who you are. When you start to be honest with yourself and you understand where you are, you say, okay, I realize, for example, that every month around my cycle, let's say 4 men around my cycle, I get depressed. So you set a goal within yourself. You know, in order to get good mental health, I need to exercise, I need to eat well. And so you start prepping yourself beforehand. This is my goal. Every month, I'm going to try to exercise. I'm going to try to eat well. I'm going to try to do the things that I need to do to keep my mental health strong.
Yeah.
And
I know this. Continue.
And that, well, I was going to say that ties in with the other one, which is cultivating a balanced and healthy lifestyle. Okay. So, yeah.
Do you think the whole idea of a balanced lifestyle is really something that is attainable, or is that really just an ideal that people keep talking about? To have a balanced lifestyle, Yeah, is it something that's really attainable given all the different things that people have to juggle?
It is. It just looks differently for everybody. My balanced lifestyle may not be your balanced lifestyle because we're not juggling the same things. My mental health balance and your mental health balance may not be the same thing because we're not juggling the same thing.
Yeah. I love that. One of the things you said, the whole idea of contributing to community.
Yes. So the more that we help others is the more that we help ourselves. So that has reciprocative relationship. So when we get out there and we do things for others, it helps us, it improves our mood, it reinforces our strengths. And everything just ties in together to build your mental health.
I notice you keep saying mental health. So is it, I don't want to go, is it that we can use mental health and mental
wellness interchangeable? It is. But remember, functionality, mental health, so remember I said for community, it helps bring positive thinking, helps to reinforce. And remember I said mental health, think, act, and feel. So those things, when you're building those things, you're now beginning to cope better. You're now beginning to become more self-aware. You're beginning to become more able to navigate through life. Functionality. So both of them are linked, just processing as it grows together.
So, what are you doing to try to achieve optimum mental wellness? I know you want to get some more tips in terms of just how to do that, but we have to take a break and get a word from our partners.
Are you struggling to become an effective communicator? Let Noreen Daly, the communications specialist, get you there. Services include communications consultancy, one-on-one coaching, public speaking and debate training, leadership and team building sessions, plus much more. Visit noreendaly.com for more info. Noreen Daly, redefining the way you communicate.
Photography is an art, but more so, photography must come from the heart. Precious moments, priceless times. Take a pic and know it will turn out fine. For beautiful captures, email us at bmcphotographyja@gmail.com or call us at 876-350-7089. BMC Photography JA. Beautiful moments captured.
Are you looking for one-of-a-kind products customized to suit your needs? Then shop at Trending Things, the place where customization is always an option. From personalized gifts to apparel, accessories, drinkware, and home decor, you name it, we make it. Get your favorite designs on any item for party favors, weddings, graduations, or any special occasion, all at affordable prices. What are you waiting for? Visit our website at trendingthings.com to order your trendy item today. Trending Things, bringing creativity to the things you love.
Does your business lack branding? Having difficulty realizing your vision? Look no further. Splinth Brand Design Consultancy specializes in developing personal and business brands. Services include strategic management, website creation, social media branding, and more. Visit them online at www.wearesplint.com. Splinth, the brand you need to succeed.
Yes, we're all trying to achieve mental wellness, and not just mental wellness, but optimum mental wellness. Let's continue the conversation. This whole idea, though, Raeann, of mental wellness is it something that I can say to myself, okay, I can get to this level, and then it's just a matter of me just maintaining this?
So it's very it's ever changing. So you keep increasing as we keep growing as a person. There are different things that would change about us, and we need to continue growing. If you stay at a particular level, most times you just get stuck. You're always growing. You're constantly growing. It's like your muscles. It's just constantly growing. And yeah.
What do you do? You're telling us all of these things, but what do you do to make sure that you stay mentally well? What works for you?
What works for me, I have an awareness of who I am as a person. There are circumstances and things that I know for myself I cannot handle, and I try to keep away from those situations. I try to keep healthy boundaries. I try to speak up when things are affecting me. I seek help when it is I know I'm stuck, I'm repeating cycles. So I personally do therapy. I journal a lot, so I'm able to sort through my emotions and my feelings. I exercise. I try to keep active. And in self-awareness, the example that I gave for the last podcast in terms of hormonal changes and stuff is something that I go through. So that's a personal experience for me. And knowing that that happens, I know that, okay, Raeann, you know, you need to exercise, eat well, keep constant so that you keep mentally well.
Mental wellness. And do you think that with this focus and people are being a little bit more deliberate and a little bit more conscious of what they say, what they do, and all of that? Do you think that, I don't know if in your country they use this terminology, but there's something in Jamaica that says sometimes something is a 9-day wonder. So it's only for a time and then people forget about it. Do you think that once people get quote unquote comfortable, because a lot of people recognizing that we're just going to have to just live with COVID and how that has changed. Do you think that after a while people just say, you know, basically get back to normal and go back, well, whatever normal is now? So do you think in some way all of this attention and how people will after a while just fade?
I do.
You know, into oblivion? You think so?
I do. Yes, I do.
Why?
Because firstly, when we look on a governmental level, there is not much awareness coming through. So the thing that is being pushed is not take care of your mental health in this season. Other things are seen as more important than that. And you hear it more on the airways rather than take care of your mental health. And I think for some people it's going to stick, But for the majority, it's just like, okay, we have to deal with this, so let's just go about life. Because you can't break a culture that was centered on, boy, we're crying for. That kind of culture, you can't break that so easily. And that takes time, it takes awareness, it takes education. And if systems aren't put in place for that, we're just going to fall back in the same cycle.
That's not comforting, though. What you just described is really not comfortable. What then, though? Because all of us, and I mean everybody who's listening, everybody has their own circle of influence. What then would you then say for us within our own circle and for those who we can influence to just help to change that we don't go back to how it used to be?
Understanding that when we deal with mental health issues, and when we say mental health now, we understand that it's not just depression and schizophrenia and those things. When we deal with mental health issues, we start to view it differently within our circles. We start to show empathy, love, and greet people with a difference. So someone come and tell you a problem. It's not about, why are you worrying about that for? What is it you're taking on that for? But I'm listening. Tell me more. How can I help you? When we start to do that in our little circles, we see that we empower people to want to speak, to want to say something, to want to seek help, because now you have provided a safe space.
So we need to be creating more safe spaces.
Some more safe spaces for each other.
As we're wrapping up, is there anything else you'd like to share, as the focus is all about how we can achieve optimum mental wellness? Is there anything else you'd like to share before we wrap up?
What I would say to everyone who is listening to this program, it's okay not to be okay. There is someone out there that is feeling the exact same way that you are and is just afraid as you not to say anything. Reach out. There is someone out there who is willing to help you, and it's okay not to be okay. That's where I will end it.
Yeah, thank you so much. It is okay not to be okay. This was Making It Last podcast, where it's all about helping us to have better relationships with not just ourselves, with other people. And if we're not okay, seek the help so you can. I'm Raeann Daly. Until next time.
You loving me, I loving you. Mothers and fathers, husbands and